yeah, I call him my Boo Bear because he's nothing but a big old teddy bear, and he's a lovable person, and he's a nurturer, and he's also someone who stands strong for his family and his children and his friends, and he's a giant, but he's a gentle giant in a sense. But to sit back and watch his son have to go through what he's going through just to raise his son is commendable. It's commendable. You don't have a lot of those fathers nowadays like that. I am starting to see a little bit more of the fathers now, where you see the little memes where they're taking care of their kids, and they even learning how to braid hair or do hair for their children, and whether they have a significant other or not, they still are being a little bit more present in their children's lives. And we need that to happen now, especially now in today's society and with the things that's going on. You need that support, not just from afar, you need it up close. Now, whether you and your partner get along, if you have children, it's not about y'all anymore. It's about the children. And to be a supportive male role model in your child's life, whether it's a girl or boy, it's, tremendous, especially today's society with, you know, a lot of these young people are just going for people who got money, or they'll stay with them even though they're getting abused. But if you have a good male role model in your life and a little bit more stability, you won't pick out the wrong guys or take what people are doing or allow that to happen to you. You'll be a little bit more stronger, but because you'll be looking for someone like that role model that has raised you, which would be that man that stood strong and stayed in your life constantly.
That's kind of how we were in Dabs and I were both Gen X. I know y'all all Gen X, but talking about being a male and being Gen X was a little different. We got we had the baby boom and silent generation parents, and they were about that tough love. And then as a father, you know, I didn't understand a lot of things that he used to tell me. And the crazy part is that as I got older, I understood. And now that my adult children are getting going to their 30s, um, they're understanding some of the methods behind my madness. And that's a and it's a crazy thing. Um, it's a crazy thing to really look at what are we doing with how we're the things we get from our parents and the thing especially our dads. What's Miss Summer, what's one thing you picked up from your dad that you carry to this day?
Oh, wow. One thing that my dad always says is his famous line is ain't no shoulda, woulda, couldas. And so at the end of the day, I should have did this, I could have did this, so I would have did this if I had more time. He said, ain't no shoulda, woulda, coulda. So um always keep that in the back of your mind. If there's somebody that you miss, that you say, oh, I'll go see them next year, or I'll see them, at least call them, do something, make a move on something that you aspire to do, because before you know it, 2 years has gone by. And you're like, dang, I should have did that when I was thinking. So there it goes. Ain't no shoulda, woulda, couldas. So that's one thing that I carry that my dad always says to this day.
Okay, okay. How about you, Miss Dream?
Sorry. I think one thing that he often talks about is like, um, don't let the sun set, like, like waking up early and doing what you need to do. So he always like, and he even does it to the grandchildren, which they're like, ugh, they roll their eyes at him, and he talks about like getting up and getting moving and doing what you need to do, like while the time is still readily there and you're able to, instead
Yeah,
of kind of waiting.
that's understandable. Trust me,
Mhm.
because
Yes.
the day don't wait for nobody. What
Yeah.
about you, Miss Kim?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What did you? I know you're tired. What did you learn from What did you learn from your dad?
Oh, how to handle business, the business sense of it all, taking care of business, taking care of the family. Don't just sit around and wait for somebody else to handle something that you know you should have already taken care of. Don't be a procrastinator.
Yeah, that's. I mean, trust me. My father thought I was a procrastinator, and I probably was, but being in the military helped me out a lot, and I still suck at being places on time though. Miss Andrina from lovely South Carolina, how are you doing this today? I guess she's on mute, but all right, I'm gonna say to my three co-hosts, Chocolate Pearl, what was the things you took from your dad?
You know exactly what I took from my dad. My hustle mentality. My hustle mentality. I always got to find a way to make some money and make things work for me. Also, he was a caring, protective man, and I think I took those strengths from him as well, where I cared a lot for my friends and family. Because he cared a lot for his friends and family. But if you crossed any one of them, he was on you. He was on you.
Yeah, I
He
can
was
agree with
on you.
that. I can agree with that. How about you, Apple?
He always taught me that no matter where you go, what you're doing, to always carry ID. That's just something that always stuck with me. And
Yeah,
I tell my kids
his
that as
thing was
well.
make sure you got a dime for the call.
Mhm. And
Back
I do.
back when it was a dime, use the payphone. That tells you how old we are. Bean, what was one thing you picked up from your dad?
I believe it's to never to lie, because when you lie, you get tell the truth all the time. Because when you lie, the lie comes out, you get more in trouble for lying than you do for telling the truth. So that's where I get that from, like my brutal honesty. Sometimes it's just like not called for, but I'm like, at least I'm honest.
Yeah, 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 something like that.
Listen, I'm honest with my BS. I'm honest about my BS, and I'm honest about I'm honest and
I
I'm open.
I can agree with you on that. You get no argument out from me. What I learned from him was I couldn't quit nothing. I could not quit anything. And Pearl Apple and Bean can tell you I was like the sports kid. I did everything sports.
Mhm.
And his thing was he said you ain't if I gotta pay for it, you ain't quitting it.
Maybe that's what I got from him too, because I refuse for my children to quit in the middle of something. You got to finish it out.
Yeah, that's what we got. That's what I got from him, and his love of sports, his love of sports, and I couldn't quit anything as much as I want. Oh gosh, a lot of things I wanted to just quit, but that was one thing that he instilled in me that to not to be too because he was stubborn, and I'm his son in that regard because y'all know I'm stubborn as hell, but
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
but overall it's helped me both positively and negatively, but we all take something from our fathers and what we learned, and things that we can do and be, and having those ways to be able to help shape